Hello everybody, wherever you are and whenever this is, welcome back to Pete's Plastic Playground. It's been a couple of weeks since I checked in with you, so high time that I added another video and a little update. Current build, okay, so there's a current build underway, and this afternoon I'm going to invite you to join me while I do a little bit. I've started this beauty, and it is a beauty to build. I can't speak highly enough of the way this Armstrong Whitley Mark V from Airfix in 1/72 scale goes together. It's been an out and out joy from the minute I first cut the first piece from the sprue to right now, and I'm sort of making progress through the build. It's been absolutely fantastic, sensational to put together. Everything fits just perfectly, and the design of the kit itself as a modular build is fantastic. It makes it such a pleasure to put together, and such little touches as you know, having the main fuselage section here as a three-piece tubular section where you've got the two sides that wrap around underneath to form the you know, the sides, and then the roof clipping along the top. And I mean clipping, it literally more or less clips on. It makes this tubular design, and of course there's no horrible seam on the roof that you've got to spend days and days sanding down and filling and so on. Yes, you've got one underneath, but you know, hey, that's a small price to pay. It's great. I've decided to do this model on the ground, and for that reason I haven't fitted the door on the fuselage, because that can be modelled in the open position with a small ladder, so that aircrew can be entering the aircraft. But this really is a sensational kit. I'm really enjoying it. Just putting the cockpit together was fun. Just putting the you know, the pilot's area together. Can you see that in now? I don't know if you can, but the representation of the control column, the trim wheels are nicely set in there. I know you can't really see it when it's done, but it was so rewarding to put together. All little bulkheads fell into place nicely. There was an option to put the navigator's table in the in the up position, and there are some decals for some maps to be set out on the table itself. Absolutely thoroughly enjoying this build at the moment. So as I say, it's in a modular arrangement. Cockpit forward section of the fuselage, main section of the fuselage is done, and what I'm on at the moment is the main wing spar. And I've got as far as making the putting the spars through, and I've put the lower section of the port wing on. So what I'm going to do now is just tilt the camera down so you can, if you want to, watch me glue a couple of bits together, because actually I'm conscious that all you generally see me do is show you models that I'm thinking of building or models that I've allegedly made. But here I am actually doing a bit, so it all fits in so nicely. Can I just show you, look, how that wing just moulding just sits into that spar so neatly. Let's move that light round so you can see a bit more. There. Can you see that? So I'm just going to apply a bit of the old Tamiya thin cement. I must say I've started using this Tamiya thin cement all the time now. I had been using the Revel, I think what they call it, professional precision cement or whatever. But this this Tamiya stuff, it just seems to run into a joint a bit. It's a bit like, and speaking as a plumber, it's a bit like soldering a joint, because the cement just flows along the joint line there. Not too much in there, and it dries very quickly as well. And it's you know, it's secure, it's sound from the outset. Wingspan's nice. It's got to be, what, I don't know, let's say 16 inches wingspan, so it's going to be a fairly substantial model when it's finished. I've got my stick of inches here. Being left-handed, and this goes for my job as well, I always open the tape measure the wrong way and have to read it upside down, so I'm going to do it right-handed. 13 excuse me, just under 14 inches, 356 mil. Excuse me. So it's a nice chunky size of plane when it's done. And so the way it happens is I'm going to, following the instructions here, I'm going to put the upper sections of the wings onto the lower sections now, and then turning over the page you have to move on to the engines, which is where I'll stop now, and then the wing section sort of slides onto the cockpit area of fuselage, and then the main body clips onto the top of it. So, and I keep using this word clip, it literally is that, it almost clips together like you know, like one of these Airfix Juniors or whatever they're called, the sort of Lego style kits. So no, it's really impressive. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this section on now and have a little chat while I'm doing it, and then I'll pause the video, because what I'm going to do is clear the workbench and just focus on a couple more things since we last spoke. I've built another bomber in the meantime, and this is something that's going to be hanging on my son's ceiling. I've built an Airfix 172 Halifax, and that went really well. I've not put it up on his ceiling yet because I wanted to include it in this video just to let you see it. So there's that, and then also a couple more things. A friend of mine, I'm going to spare his blushes because I know he subscribes, and I'm not going to embarrass him in any way, but he was enormously generous, and he realised that I enjoy old Airfix kits and how much I enjoy building them. In fact, this Halifax is ancient, the one that I built, and he was really kind, and he sent me a almost like a first aid pack of kits that he didn't want. And so what I'm going to do is just show you those, just show you a few additions that that my friend has sent to me. He's been enormously generous. This is a little bit of a fiddle, you have to do a bit at a time, I think, so just get those two bits together there, and let that weld together. I think I'll put a clip on it for now, see if it'll hold. Yeah, so as I say, this box arrived with a select. Did you see that? There it goes. Hang on, I'll do that again just for comedy effect. Bing! Right, we won't bother with that. Well, I'm holding it long enough, it's going to go off, but I'll put a bit of tape on it. And then the other thing I want to do is, somebody commented on the last video and said, how did the Hercules come out? Did you finish the Hercules? Because I featured it in the video before last and it wasn't yet complete. So in response to that, I'm just put this down. In response to that, I'm going to put the completed Herc, the one with the Bloodhound missile, on the bench, and we can have a little look at that together and a chat about that. I'm finding at the moment that although I'm more or less building all the time, I've always got something on, you know, finish one and start another. My mood swings on what I fancy doing. For a long time I've been wanting to do this Lynx helicopter, but I don't know what it is about helicopters. I just can't get in the mood to do it. And so I might, I've put that back in the stash for now, well, probably forever. And then another thing's cropped up. My son's doing a school project on World War One, so we've started to have a go at the mail tank, the little Airfix 176 mail tank. In fact, it's right next to me here, and it's one of those things that he's supposed to be doing it, but I don't know, I seem to be gluing it together all the time, this, that and the other. So there we are. I'm just going to dab a little bit more jollop under there just to seal that down. So if nothing else, this does actually prove to you that on occasions I do actually do some work. I do actually glue these things together myself, and all to my own standards, of course. I mean, some of you might be watching this little excerpt now and thinking, what on earth is he doing there? What's he doing it that way for? But we've all got our own different styles and so on and so forth. So look, that's both halves of the wing on, and ready to eventually mate up to the forward fuselage assembly there. And I've got to say, the fit is just immense. It's look at that. Can you see that? How well that has already, sorry, I pulled it out. Look how well that's mated in there. Isn't that beautiful? I've got another one in the stash. I've got a Coastal Command variant, and I can well imagine I'll build it, but there we are. So I'm going to stop this little section for now. Oh no, Pete, glue on the other wing, I hear you say. All right then, chaps, I will. I'll put that on now, and chat away. What can I tell you about? Oh, I'm going to tell you about something a little bit important for me. It is it's the end of February. On Monday it's the 1st of March, and I've signed up for what's called March the Month. Now, I'm not a particularly athletic sort of chap, but I wouldn't mind losing a ton or two in weight. It'd be good for my health and so on and so forth. So I've taken up the opportunity to sign up for what's called March the Month, where in aid of Prostate Cancer UK, you undertake to walk 11,000 steps a day. Now that works out to be about 5 miles. So I've had a warm-up, I don't know, week or 10 days where I've walked that sort of distance throughout the day, every day, and after my initial sort of reservations, I'm fully committed to it now. In fact, so far committed to it, I've sent off to Prostate Cancer UK and got the t-shirt, so that I'm definitely partaking now. And I've started a Just Giving page. I know it's a bit cheeky, but I'm going to put a link to it in the comments, and if anybody feels inclined to contribute, then that would be great. But I'm not here to abuse the privilege of having the subscribers or your attention. So Prostate Cancer UK, they raise funds to support those blokes that suffer the condition, and for me it's become personal. I'm blessed with having a lifelong mate. When I say lifelong, I really mean it. I mean, I'm nearly 60 and we've been mates since we've been mates for well over 50 years. And not many people can say that, I don't think, and I think for me that's a real gift in my life. And yeah, so bless him, he's got prostate cancer at the moment. He's undergoing a bit of treatment for it. So as that's a personal thing, and in the spirit of fighting back on his behalf as well, I've undertaken this March the Month in support of him. So so that's what I'm going to be doing. In fact, when I finish doing this video, I'm going to go out and walk around for another 2.5 miles. I've already done 5,000 steps today. I went out for a walk this morning, down to the post office and to the chemist and so on. Come on, we all do it, don't we? Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? So that's the wing of the Armstrong Whitley, ready to go. So that's it for now. I'm going to pause the video. When I come back, it's let's talk to you. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of Airfix building. When I come back, it'll be Halifax completed, Hercules completed, and a box full of kits that were sent to me in the post by my friend. Okay, see you in a bit. Cheers. So welcome back everybody. Here it is, the completed C130K. I have to say my favourite bit is the prop blades with that sort of orange and silver and black finish on there. Enjoyed doing those. I like the colour scheme. This was a big sentimental journey for me, this one, as I might have mentioned before. This is the first one that I remember doing with my dad when I was little. The Land Rover, the trailer, and the Bloodhound missile on its launcher, all very evocative. I just found it incredibly rewarding to build. It's old, it's got creaks, it's got gaps in it. I don't know what I'm ever going to do with it. It's sitting on the side in the man cave here with all the other completed stuff. It's such a size, I don't know what I can really do with it. I've got all the personnel that came with the model. There's a number of figures, including an Alsatian dog actually. So there's a group of RAF regiment figures that go with this model. So maybe one day paint them up and put it on a piece of representation of the piece of an airfield and pose it all together. But there we are. It's done, and it was fun. It's an old classic kit. Will they ever bring out a new Hercules Airfix? I don't know. Be a good subject, and it would be if they could possibly reintroduce the Land Rover and the missile. That would be terrific. So I'm going to pause again now and move the old Halifax onto the bench. So that's the completed Hercules. So welcome back. Next up is the completed Halifax. This is B Mark III from Airfix, 172 scale. I just picked it out of the stash. It's a red box one, so it's not that old in terms of addition to the stash, but it's a very old tooling, as I'm sure many of you are aware. It went together pretty well, to be fair. It's you know, for a 1960s kit, I'm pretty happy with it. I needed a bit of filler here, there and everywhere, and pretty happy with it. And I built this one because my son, who is 12, wanted to have a bomber in his room on the ceiling, hanging from the ceiling. He's already got a Typhoon, a jet Typhoon that I built for him, and he's got a Mustang. He's got a Red Tails Mustang up there, but he wanted something a bit bigger and a bit beefier. So so this is going to go up on his ceiling for him. No extras or anything on this. It's just out of the box. It's had a few coats of varnish just to sort of flatten it all down. I think it went together pretty well actually. I'm reasonably happy with it. Decals again from Airfix, really good. Look how they sunk into the panel lines, or the surface of the wing really nicely. So I think that's pretty good. Because it's been finished for a couple of weeks now, and I found my roll of fishing wire with which to hang it up from his bedroom ceiling, and unfortunately the barrel of the forward machine gun has been snapped off, so there's just a bare bit of plastic there. I've lost focus on it now, but there you can see where it's been snapped off. So I'm going to have to put something back on there. Props are nice with the with the little white dot decals on. I don't know why they had white dot decals in or white dots in real life, but they were with the kit, so I put them on. If I say so myself, my Achilles heel of the old cockpit canopy didn't go too badly on this one, thanks to a bit of work with a cocktail stick afterwards. And there we are, that's it. So that's the Halifax Mark 8 from Airfix in 172, destined for my son's bedroom ceiling. So that's that. I'll come back to you in a second. I'm just going to hit pause now. Okay, so next one to talk to you about is it's my lad's project. It's the World War I mail tank. This is a tie-in with something he's doing at school, and under my guidance, this is as far as we've got. One side of the tank on. And I have to say those turrets were a bit fiddly inside there. I don't know if any of you have done this one, but it's really nice kit to put together actually once you've done these turrets. But yeah, it's quite a fiddle putting those sort of shoulder sections in for the gun barrel, so that it's you know, it can rotate and pivot up and down. The piece on the back there is a sort of towing hitch arrangement. There's an ammunition trailer or something that goes behind it. I think I don't know if it's an ammunition trailer. I don't know what it is. I don't know much about these World War I tanks. I've seen them at Bovingdon Tank Museum, but you know, all I know is that they were extremely uncomfortable to work in, and you know, sort of like, I can't imagine what it must have been like inside during battle. I mean, crikey, very, very early engineering, early petrol engines. Fumes must have stunk in there, must have been incredibly hot and noisy. But you know, you got to take your hat off to those brave lads that were fighting in First World War. It must have been absolutely horrendous. But there we are. So it's got quite an interesting colour scheme as well. I'm going to let my boy loose with the paint on this. So it's fairly random, squiggly camouflage pattern in various colours. So and it's lined with black in some places. So I think the effect will be quite good. So that's it. So that's the World War I mail tank that's on the workbench as well. So be back again shortly. Okay. Hope you're enjoying this so far. A bit of variety today, rather than just focusing on one subject. Right, big brown box. Came home from work a good 2 weeks ago now, and I knew it was coming. My friend told me that he enjoyed watching the videos of the old Airfix kits I've been building, and he's a very, very highly accomplished modeller. I've seen his work often, and it is pristine, and the sort of thing that I can only, you know, kind of dream of, the standard I can only dream of achieving. And he was very generous, and he said to me that, you know, he had a few old kits that he'd like me to have, and would I like them. So he put them in the post to me, and here we are. So it's a little unboxing, which is very nice. So I'll just put that on there like that. So the first one to come out is a very nice Airfix Typhoon starter kit. Now this is the aircraft that I mentioned a moment ago that my son has got on his ceiling. So I think this is a lovely subject, and as you know, I'm a fan of starter kits, so this is a very, very welcome addition to the stash. So I'm going to pop that on there. I seem to remember when I built it that it went together incredibly well. These are interesting, little Revel micro wings, 2 ME262s. So they'll be a bit of fun one day to put together. So yeah, interesting. 1:1 44 scale, so they'd be teeny weeny, about that long I should imagine when they're done. So right, next one to pull out is a Revel FW190. I need to build one of these. I haven't done an FW190. I built one as a crash wreck for a diorama that I was building, but I didn't actually finish it because it was a crash wreck, and by the time I got halfway through the build I decided to have a crash tank instead of a crashed aircraft. So this I shall enjoy. Revel FW190 F8 Butcher Bird. So that's very nice. Here we go. Lovely Skyhawk. Now you must be reading my mind. I'm not going to dwell on an unhappy tale, but I've been wanting to do a dogfight between an Argentine Skyhawk and an FRS-1 Sea Harrier, inspired by something I saw at an exhibition where a chap had done a dio with the Sea Harrier bringing a Skyhawk down, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I fancied having a go at doing something similar. So Skyhawk that was really inspired to send that to me, so I'm very happy to have that. I mentioned that you know, sort of, I didn't want to dwell on anything negative. I went on to Flea Bay and ordered the dogfight double of the FRS-1 and the Skyhawk, and I've been stitched up. The bid was, it was about right, I think, for it in good condition, but it arrived yesterday and the Skyhawk's missing. So I've had to enter into a bit of a dispute with this guy, and he's not being forthcoming with any real sort of sound communication with me, which is really disappointing, because, you know, at its best eBay is really good, but on this occasion it's been useless. A JP in red, very nice. Again, I know it's a retool, but this one, the original JP from my childhood, I can remember sitting at the dining table at my mate's house, and we've both been into Reading and brought the same kit each, and we sat down and built them together one afternoon. No paint, just bare build and some decals on, but very fond memories of a JP, so that was good. Now, some really old stuff. Okay, so Mark 9 stroke Mark 16 Spitfire in 1/48 scale. I think this dates back from the 80s, I think, this one. So it's a lovely old kit. I'll show you inside. It's all there. Lots of options on decals here, so plenty to get the old teeth stuck into, but I've been thinking about building a Spitfire lately myself, so I may well finish this one off. So so that's that one. I'm running out of room here, chaps. Oh, it's all going on the floor. I'll just put it down here. Oh. Next up is a lovely Vampire. This is one of the more recent kits from Airfix. I think it's certainly in the last 4 or 5 years, I guess. I have already got one, and maybe a project one day to build a couple side by side and do something with them, but I've never really even opened the box on the Vampire. Seen a lot of them completed in magazines and online and so on, and they're spoken very highly of as a model, and a nice subject. And I know they come. Airfix are bringing out a 1/48 variant, aren't they, this year, which would be interesting. So yeah, nice to have that. And then back to some older stuff. A couple of Shermans. The Calliope, the rocket launcher. Again, it's the old golden oldie Sherman, which I love, and I will put both of these together soon, because I don't know, I just find them quite therapeutic to build. The old Airfix tanks, they're very nice indeed, and a satisfying little model, tiny, you know, quite small when it's finished, and so yes, the Sherman, and then there's another M4 Mark 1 Sherman in there as well. So as they say, a Sherman gives you a nice edge. I haven't quite got Donald Sutherland's accent, I'm afraid, but there we are. Might put you in mind to go and watch Kelly's Heroes. So I'm a very lucky lad. My friend sent me these models out of his great kindness, and it shall be reciprocated. You know who you are. Stand by your letterbox, because something is coming out to you, and I hope it'll be worth waiting for anyway. So I've got something in mind to put in the post soon. So I think that's about it from this this little visit to Pete's Plastic Playground. I hope everybody's keeping well, and there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel now, I think, for us all. And this hobby of ours, you know, it occupies our minds. Forget all your responsibilities for a little while, and I hope everybody's having a great time building models, enjoying the hobby, and staying well above all. So that's it for Pete's Plastic Playground now. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the subs as well. I think I've about 550 subscriptions now, which is amazing, absolutely brilliant. Somebody did comment recently, could I do an episode on the stash? Answer is yes, but I want to make it worthwhile so that I can get everything in order to be able to show it in you know, in a sort of coherent way, if you see what I mean, so so that I can get everything in. But there we are, that's it. So all the best everybody from Pete's Plastic Playground. See you next time. Bye for now.